Rap pour m'nan c'est couler sam qui t'est coulé pour liberté. Couler pour mieux pas de ouais comme quoi moi t'es un monde d'année.
Rap pour m'nan c'est pas facile sous aujourd'hui à l'exister. C'est grands-parents qui t'est campé face à l'époque puis gros la mer.
Rap pour m'nan représenter changement l'histoire l'humanité. Son bagaille drôle ou car elle serve pourtant l'extrêmement compliqué. Rapon c'est lui qui rappelle l'Amérique à le monde entier. Haïtiens y'ont pas accepté pour mon esclave aucun côté.
Rapon sorti depuis belle histoire qui jamais existé. Histoire ancêtre New York t'es sacrifié pour nous libérer.
C'est pas une fable, c'est bon roman. Non plus c'est pas un conte de fait. C'est première fois ça t'est arrivé. C'est monde là qui t'a pris changer.
Rapon c'est un coucher vers moi. Mais pas le couler, moi vle couler pas changer.
Vrai couler pas changer.
Mais rouge là c'est fierté moi. Mais fait sembler la pluie décoller en bas pour moi.
Drapeau a pas comprendre que jodi a nous diviser. Devise nous lignes, on fait la force, mais malgré ça nous préjugés.
Plusieurs tribus unis force pour libérer toute yon race. Pourtant nous-mêmes comme descendants, nous séparer tête nous en classe.
Drapeau ça t'a tout échangé, si c'est état ça n'a prêté.
Li pas de sens pour nous encore, tellement nous est qu'une pas semblé.
Drapeau nan li lè li temps pour prendre place où t'es gagné. Même chanter dans temps longtemps pour ta omé ak nek Guinée.
Drapeau nan ton coup soleil, yo pense que pas ta jambe briller. Il rappelait que mon jodi a, c'est fête hier il te commencé.
Drapeau nan pas inquiété ou même si ou t'as des fois blasé. Joue quand même faut que yo camper pour valer comme vérité. Drapeau c'est un coucher vers moi. Mais pas le couler, moi vle couler pas changer.
Couler pas changer.
Les rouges là c'est fierté moi. Mais fait sauver la pluie décoller en bas pour moi.
Coller en bas pour moi.
Yon jour qu'est pour arriver. Y'a six pannes passées ou en papier.
Ouava jeunesse pour mériter.
Y'a point de couvert symbole liberté.
Drapeau c'est un coucher vers moi. Mais pas le couler, moi vle couler pas changer. Les rouges là c'est fierté moi. Mais fait sembler la pluie décoller en bas pour moi.
En bas pour moi.
Coller en bas pour moi. Coller en bas pour moi.
Fierté moi.
Coller en bas pour moi.
Li en bas pour moi.
Coller en bas pour moi.
Drapeau c'est fierté.
Coller en bas pour moi.
Et fier comme ça haïtien.
Coller en bas pour moi.
Haïtianité en bas pour moi.
Coller en bas pour moi.
Yo, 21 ba yo red la men. Par contre ça pour me faire la men parce que m'quitte madame moi petitement ba men toute famille sous compte moi yo. Et me vinn ici à travailler, me vinn voler ba moun et pour immigration men pas prendre mon matin midi soir men. Par contre ça me fait encore non men.
Pas redasser mon cher m'do avant voltiger gars qui tomber en côté non ranger connait là bon jodi a c'est m'a fait 6 journées fini là pour essayer rentrer longtemps qu'on on sauver parce que l'immigration pas qu'à jouer cette fois-ci qu'on a c'est ramasser mon bon à bord tout côté
chef aujourd'hui il faut qu'on rentre avec du monde.
Bien sûr, parce qu'il y a la prime là après, on va pas rater ça. Hein. Bon, donc on essaie de voir avec qui on va rentrer comme ça déjà.
Ah, il y en a deux là.
papier.
Gardez-nous qui ça nous tomber.
Peut-être un petit papier.
Gardez immigration, pas moyen d'aller.
C'est pas tant date qu'à la mal battre. C'est pas tant date m'a fait green back. C'est pas tant date qu'elle m'a battre.
Tant que yon moun qui fait yon ça. Tant que yon moun qui fait yon ça.
Oh 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 oh. Yeah. Peut-être un petit papier.
Gardez immigration, pas moyen d'aller.
Peut-être un petit papier.
Gardez humiliation, pas bonté.
Peut-être un petit papier.
Gardez-nous qui ça nous tomber.
Peut-être un petit papier.
Gardez immigration, pas moyen d'aller.
Ça fait longtemps m'a coûté des sons. La préfecture. Derrière un petit bout de papier. Rendez-vous sur rendez-vous. Rien va tomber. Jusqu'à ce que je dis maintenant courir. Jusqu'à ce que je dis peut-être un petit papier.
Gardez immigration, pas moyen d'aller.
Peut-être un petit papier.
Gardez humiliation, pas bonté.
Peut-être un petit papier.
Gardez-nous qui ça nous tomber.
Peut-être un petit papier.
Gardez immigration, pas moyen d'aller.
Peut-être un petit papier.
Gardez immigration, pas moyen d'aller.
Peut-être un petit papier.
Gardez humiliation, pas bonté.
Peut-être un petit papier.
Gardez-nous qui ça nous tomber.
Peut-être un petit papier.
Gardez immigration, pas moyen d'aller.
Yo, 21 ba yo red la men. Par contre ça pour me faire la men parce que m'quitte madame moi petitement ba men, toute famille sous compte moi yo et me venir ici à travailler, me venir voler ba moun et puis immigration men a prendre mon matin midi soir men. Par contre ça me fait encore non men.
Pas redasser mon cher m'do avant voltiger gars qui tomber en côté non ranger qu'on est là bon je dis c'est m'a fait 6 journées fini là pour essayer rentrer et l'autre qu'on a sauvé parce que l'immigration pas qu'à jouer cette fois-ci qu'on a c'est ramasser mon bord à bord.
Mon chef, aujourd'hui il faut qu'on rentre avec du monde.
Bien sûr, parce qu'il y a la prime là, frère, on va pas rater ça, hein. Bon, donc on essaie de voir avec qui on va rentrer comme ça, déjà.
Ah, il y en a 2 là.
On va regarder pour tout de suite.
Et nous finissons à travailler,
Ah mais travail mon cher qui ça me devine faire encore.
Garde problème, si la qualité bon. Garde misère, si la qualité bon. Si la qualité bon, moi t'appelle la caille. Adapte non toute bagaille ça yo. Non 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 non. Si la qualité bon. Garde problème, si la qualité bon, mais garde misère, peut-être qu'un petit papier.
Gardez immigration, pas moyen d'aller.
Peut-être qu'un petit papier.
Gardez humiliation, pas bonté.
Peut-être qu'un petit papier.
Gardez-nous qui ça nous tomber.
Peut-être qu'un petit papier.
Gardez immigration, pas moyen d'aller.
Peut-être qu'un petit papier.
Gardez humiliation, pas bonté.
Peut-être qu'un petit papier.
Gardez-nous qui ça nous tomber.
Moi qui t'ai payé pour me venir chercher la vie. Moi qui t'ai famille, avec amis. Moi pas venu ici pour me faire bandit.
Et pourtant, c'est moi qui écris.
Oh oh.
Et pourtant, c'est moi qui écris.
Oh 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 oh. Yeah. Peut-être qu'un petit papier.
Gardez immigration, pas moyen d'aller.
Peut-être qu'un petit papier.
Gardez humiliation, pas bonté.
Peut-être qu'un petit papier.
Gardez-nous qui ça nous tomber.
Peut-être qu'un petit papier.
Gardez immigration, pas moyen d'aller.
C'est pas tant date qu'à la mal battre. C'est pas tant de ma fait qu'une bâche.
Services, this live
C'est pas tant de qu'elle m'a bat.
to give you or bring you a segment. The segment tonight is called "What Does the Law Say About Immigration?" Tonight we are live in English, so if you used to watch us and where we are normally speaking in Creole, tonight's segment will be focused on English only. We encourage you, if you don't speak as much English as everyone else does, that you would still watch the live, because it could also help you improve in your English as well. So as you know, WOLC Immigration Services, we are a office or immigration office that is open to everyone that needs the immigration services, which is why we are doing this segment in English tonight. So we thank you. If you are already joining us, we ask that you would please share this live, so that way your friends and relative families could also get this information that we are sharing tonight. So WOLC Immigration Services is a immigration office that is certified by what we call USCIS, and USCIS is the immigration office for the United States of America. USCIS is United States WOLC is located at 1216 Jersey Road is the main address if you want us to mail us. Again, it's 1216 Jersey Road. That is our mailing address. If you would like to stop by our office is 212 West Main Street in Salisbury, Maryland, 21804. Again, it's 212 West Main Street, Salisbury, Maryland, 21804, Suite 302. Okay, if you are familiar with the Wicomico Public Library, we are right beside the public library within the same plaza as the 47 ABC. The building itself is the one that says Salisbury University, and we are on the 3rd floor. If you need our service, you can call at 443-783-1455, or you could call at 410-422-3547. You could also email us at WOLC Immigrations, that's with an S at the end, at gmail.com. That's WOLC Immigrations at gmail.com. All right. So first of all, tonight we are here to give you a few updates on what is going on with immigration, and we also will briefly talk about some of the expectations that we are expecting from the new presidential administration that's supposed to be coming into office within the new year. As you guys already know, we just had an election, and we currently have a president-elect, Mr. Joe Biden, and he is scheduled to take office on the 20th of January 2021. So we will talk about some of the expectations, or some of the regulations, or some of the information that's out there as far as what he is trying to do in regards to immigration. So just a few updates. If you guys, you may or may not know it, but effective December 31st, which has passed, immigration naturalization test has changed to a new set of questions. Previously, if you may or may not know, we used to study 100 questions, but presently, effective December 1st, 2020, you now have to study 128 questions. So again, instead of 100 questions, is now 128 questions that the immigrant that wants to naturalize to become a U.S. citizen must study. And in the past, you had to, the officer would take out or pick out 10 questions to ask you. But now with the new regulation, the officers will select 20 questions out of the 120 to ask you, and you must correctly answer 12 questions. In the past, you had to, the officer selected 10 questions and you had to answer at least 6 correct. But now it's 20 and you have to answer correctly at least 12 questions. So it just makes it a bit tougher. Maybe not too tough, but it's still, I think it still may be tough for some folks to study 128 questions. Because you do not, the reason why you study all 28 is because you do not know which of these questions will be selected at the interview. We encourage you to go ahead, and the questions are already out. So you can go to uscis.gov to get these questions. Or if you need an assistant, you can stop by the office at 212 West Main Street to get these questions, and we will gladly help you get them. Okay? Now, if you previously filed an N-400 or the naturalization application prior to December 1st, you would not be affected, or you would not have to study the new questions. Instead, you would continue to use the old sets of questions, the old 100 sets of questions that the immigration had in place. Okay, that is one thing. Now, the other news that's out there recently that was put out is in regards to TPS holders. As you guys may or may not know, TPS holders for a lot of countries was due to expire. Some of them on January 4th, 2021. Recently, immigration, USCIS, has automatically just extend the expiration date to October of 2021. Okay, I believe the exact date is October 4th, 2021. Okay, so which is good. Right now, currently, TPS does not have a pathway to a green card. So the extension is good for a lot of folks, Haitians likewise, and there's a lot of other countries that that have TPS, and this will help them greatly. Okay, now the one thing that we do want to talk about, the other updates before we get into the other stuff, is that in regards to asylum holders, okay, there was a regulation that passed effective August 25th, 2020, which stated that any asylum seekers that has filed an application previously, they used to wait for 150 days for you to be able to apply for a EAD card, which is a work permit card. But on the 20th or effective August 25th, 2020, which already passed, now the asylum seekers have to wait 1 year. Let's just put it that way. You have to wait 1 year before you could apply for that work permit. Okay, so some small changes which will affect us, a lot of you guys, in a big way. So you just have to wait longer. You know, it's unfortunate. I understand that a lot of us wants to work, but if you want to do it the right way, we just gotta wait a bit longer. to receive or apply for that work permit. Okay, so we just want to remind you guys as we are speaking and going about these changes that's happening, you can call us at 443-359-6652 if you have any questions, if you have any comments that you'd like to make, if something is not clear. We will try to answer your questions. We can't guarantee you that we will have the answer for you, but we will do our best to answer you. And if we don't have an answer for you as we are live up here, we can guarantee you that we will look into your question or take your questions and look into it to make sure you have a exact answer that you are seeking for. Okay. Now, so as we said previously, you know that we have a president elect, and he is due to take office in the new year, or January 20th, should I say. Now, we talked about, TPS, and TPS is giving to countries or peoples from certain countries that were affected by certain natural disasters, such as like the earthquake. In 2010, there was a massive earthquake that took place in Haiti, and likewise there was tsunami in other places, and then TPS is giving to those TPS is giving to those folks so that they can legally stay in the US for the time being, until the country, become to the point where they feel like they can receive these folks back. Okay, so TPS is one. Then you also have what you call DACA. A lot of guys may know what DACA is, and you know that DACA is giving to young folks that migrated into the US. And a lot of them didn't have the options, or parents brought them over, dragged them, come to the US. So DACA is one of the programs similar to TPS that give these folks access to legally stay in the country. Like TPS, DACA does not yet have a pathway to a green card. Okay, so now that we get into the new year, the election that just happened, you have Mr. Biden, Joe Biden, who has said within his immigration is going to be one of his top priority within the first 100 days in office. As you may or may not know, the president-elect, should we say, always have an agenda that they would like to accomplish. The most important first. No one to say what these agenda are going to happen, but nonetheless, he has a list of things that he would like to accomplish, so to hope to accomplish, and immigration is on his top, or one of the things on his list that he would like to accomplish within the 100 days in office. And according to what we have seen, he would love to give 11 million undocumented people or immigrants, a pathway to citizenship, or so we say green card. Okay, now so as we said, TPS, DACA does not have a pathway presently, so it does not mean that automatically because you have a TPS or a DACA you will be granted green card, but at least he hope to give a pathway for at least 11 million undocumented folks that's living in the US to have a chance to at least give a reason or show your case to say why you should or are qualified to receive a green card. Okay, now in the past, these stuff have happened before, where different president have given, a path to immigrants to receive green cards. So this would not be something new. However, some of the requirements, of course, right now, the requirements or the guideline have not been posted. It's not out there, but we're just going based on history on what have some of the item that has been requested or needed in order to show proof that you could qualify for a green card holder if this were to happen, where 11 million people undocumented folks would get that green card. Now, in the past, you would have to show proof of residency, okay, which means that you would oftentimes is somewhere between 5 and 10 years. So you would have to show proof that you have been a resident of the United States or the state that you live in for at least X amount of years that they requested. So oftentimes you might need tax information to show, the length of times that you have been residing in the U.S. Okay, and also, if a lot of folks, travels, and you would have to show proof that you have been physically present in the U.S. For X amount of times. Again, like we said, oftentimes is between 5 to 10 years. So oftentimes taxes, if you pay tax, and a lot of these folks that fall into the categories such as TPS and DACAs and so on and so forth, all of them do pay taxes like everyone else. It's just unfortunate, situation that happened that caused them to not be able to participate or to get the benefit that those other folks, such as U.S. citizens or LPRs, green card holders, have. But they do pay a lot of folks, TPS and DACA holders. They have businesses as well. They go to school, they end up graduating and pay for college. One interesting fact about TPS holders is that a lot of the states in the U.S. does not offers, grant scholarship, so we say. For these folks and because of that, a lot of them have to pay out of pocket. Now, there is some states, I believe, in such as New York, give them an opportunity, to receive some funding to help them, or not, I say scholarship, but should we say, it's not scholarship, financial aid, okay? Let me correct myself, financial aid, okay? A lot of these states, they don't receive, or TPS holders don't receive financial aids, but they can still apply for scholarships and stuff. One of the states that I do believe is New York that does offer that service, possibly Boston's, but the bulk of them does not. Okay, but nonetheless, like I was saying, these folks, they pay taxes, they are business owners, they have home here, they have their child were born in the country, and now it's just they just don't have a pathway. They're doing everything legally, but it's just because of the situation that they're in. There's nothing presently to give them a path to a green card. Okay. So now, do we expect this to be easy? No, because as you may or may not know, there is about over 400 plus regulations that the Trump administration has already put in place, immigration changes that have happened since President Trump took office, that has one way or the other affect the immigration system. So with the new administration coming in, although if Mr. Biden wanted to change the processes, he can, but a lot of them will take time. Now, as you may or may not know, there was a presidential proclamation that was put into place which caused no immigrant to come into the country with a immigrant visa until December 31st, 2020. That is due to expire soon. However, since I believe if Mr. Trump wants to prolong that decision, he can do so. Although he did not get reelected, but he is still in office until I guess the 19th or the 20th, since the new president should be in office on the 20th. So I'm going to say the 19th. So December 31st is when a lot of folks, let's say January, a lot of folks, the new system should kick in place where immigrant can come back in. You know, there's a lot of folks that's still traveling. The proclamation does not affect U.S. citizens, spouse of U.S. citizen, and children of U.S. citizen, but everyone else still fall under that regulations. Okay, so we talk about the 11 million folks that 11 million undocumented folks that Mr. Biden hopes to grant a pathway to a citizenship or green card. So we are going to take a small break, and then we're going to talk about 2 ways that these may be possible. Okay, we're going to talk about 2 ways that Mr. Biden, or President Biden, president-elect currently, but at the time when this should happen, he would be president. So we will talk about 2 possible ways for that to actually happen. So we're going to take a small break, and we ask that you stay and don't go nowhere. We'll be back pretty soon to talk about 2 ways that Mr. Biden can make this thing happen. Okay, stay tuned.
Bonjour classe. Je tiens à parler de l'importance drapeau. Même temps aimé que chaque grain dans nous là, dis-moi qui ça drapeau a représenté pour lui.
Nan c'est couler sang qui t'est coulé pour liberté. Couler pour mieux pas de ouais comme quoi moi t'es un monde d'année.
Drapeau nan c'est pas facile sous aujourd'hui à l'exister. C'est grands-parents qui t'est campé face à l'époque puis gros la mer.
Drapeau nan représente changement l'histoire l'humanité. Son bagaille de rôle ou car elle serve pourtant l'extrêmement compliqué. Drapeau nan c'est lui qui rappelle l'Amérique le monde entier. Haïtiens y'ont pas accepté pour mon esclave aucun côté.
Drapeau nan sorti depuis l'histoire qui jamais existé. Histoire ancêtre New York t'es sacrifié pour nous libérer.
C'est pas une fable, c'est bon roman. Non plus c'est pas un conte de fait. C'est première fois ça t'est arrivé. C'est monde là qui t'a pas changé.
Drapeau c'est un coucher vers moi. Mais pas le couler, moi vrai couler pas changer.
Vrai couler pas changer.
Les rouges là c'est fierté moi. Mais fait sembler la paix décoller en bas pour moi.
Drapeau a pas qu'à comprendre que jodi a nous diviser. Devise nous l'union fait la force, mais malgré ça nous préjugés.
Plusieurs tribus unis force pour libérer toute yon race. Pourtant nous-mêmes comme descendants, nous séparer tête nous en classe.
Drapeau ça t'a tout échangé, si c'est état ça n'a prêté.
Il pas de sens pour nous encore, tellement nous est qu'une pas semblé. Drapeau nan li temps pour prendre place où t'es gagné. Même chanter dans temps longtemps pour ta homé ak nek Guinée.
Drapeau Drapeau nan tan kou soleil, yo pense que pas tap jambe briller. Li rappele que mon jodi a, c'est fête hier il te commencé.
Drapeau nan pas inquiété, même si ou ta ouais des fois blasé. Joue quand même, faut que yo camper pour pas valer qu'on mérite.
Drapeau c'est un coucher vers moi. Et pas couler, moi vle couler, pas changer. Mais rouge là c'est fierté moi. Mais fait sembler la prêter collé en bas pour moi.
Collé en bas pour moi. Yon jour gen pour river, y'a si span passé ou en bas pied.
Waval jeunesse peut mériter. Y'a quoi on t'en couvre symbole liberté.
Drapeau c'est un coucher vers moi. Mais pas le couler, moi vle couler, pas changer. Mais rouge là c'est fierté moi. Mais fait sembler la prêter collé en bas pour moi. Collé en bas pour moi. Collé en bas pour moi. Collé en bas pour moi.
Fierté moi.
Collé en bas pour moi.
Li en bas pour moi.
Collé en bas pour moi.
Drapeau c'est fierté.
Collé en bas pour moi.
Et fier que mes haïtiens.
Collé en bas pour moi.
Haïtianité en bas pour moi.
Collé en bas pour moi.
All right, we are back. Once again, we thank you for staying with us. So today we will giving you a few updates on what's going on with immigrations and what changes have taken place, and also talking about a few of the expectations that we expect to see, or some changes that we expect to see would happen with the new administration that's supposed to be coming in office and starting in January. So we talked about that Biden, President-elect, currently has a plan to give 11 million undocumented immigrants a pathway to receive green card. Okay, and by the way, if you do not know what a green card is, the green card is permanent residence, is another word for green card, is again is exactly what it says, permanent residence. So any immigrants that migrates into the US, they receive a permanent residence card that allow them to legally stays in the country for a period of time, and then once that time is up, they are just renew the green card until they become a US citizen. So that's what a green card is, or a permanent residence. So we do have the countries, several countries such as US, big countries as such, that economically is able to support folks from countries that's less fortunate than them. They here and seek certain advantages or certain services from that country. It may be because the person is facing some type of someone that's trying to, hurt the family. So sometimes they're seeking asylum. So they running or because of fear, whatever reason it may be. So that person is in the U.S. or countries such as U.S. But since we are in the U.S., we are talking about what is the process for the U.S. So, because we have undocumented immigrants or people in the country, one of the plan for Mr. Biden is to give at least 11 million people a pathway. So we say we're gonna talk about or let you know 2 ways that can happen. As you may or may not know, president have certain powers to just pass a regulation, and with that being said, there's nothing else that can be done. Okay, so I pass the regulations, which is called presidential executive power. So if he pass, take that all right, so hold on, let's give us some time. Okay, I'm sorry about this. It seemed like we were fishing. Hold on, give me 1 second. All right, keep that open. All right, hold on, give us 1 minute and make sure that all is well. All right. Okay, sorry about that. Okay. All right. Okay, I'm sorry about that. So we just got to make sure that we seem like we're somewhat experiencing some technical difficulty. So nonetheless, we're talking about the 11 million folks that Mr. Biden, President-elect, is hoping to give a pathway to a green card. Okay, so we say 2 ways that can happen is for a president. By law, the president has certain powers that he can just pass the regulations, and it happens. The other path is Congress. As you may know, is that Congress is the office that makes law. That's what they do. They write the laws and stuff. So the best possible way for this to actually happen is if Congress can write a new law that would grant these folks a pathway to a green card, to actually have a green card. Okay, because the reason being, if Biden just pass regulations that gives these folks a pathway to a green card, the next president that comes in can change these regulations, because they don't have to stick to it, because it's not a law. It's just a power, or it's just a power that the person has, and he's executing. He's going to use his power that he has, because the law allows him to do so. So the best possible way for these folks and future immigrants to actually get these benefits would be for Congress to pass a regulation, Congress to pass a law, and once it's a law, it's a law. You cannot change it. Okay, so again, like we said, if Biden decided that he just want to pass the regulations, these folks may still get the green card, but we want to look at the long run, the bigger picture. What's going to happen to other immigrants that is due to come into the country? 11 million undocumented. Now, I'm not an expert, but I'm pretty sure there might be more than 11 million undocumented immigrants in the U.S. So what about the other folks? Maybe they could possibly find a pathway to receiving a green card as well. If there is a law that is passed, I believe that it would be best nonetheless, if you are in the situations, or you want to look at for folks that's in a situation that's undocumented presently, I'm sure they probably care about is, just give me my green card, which I understand. But I believe in the long run, the bigger picture, like I would say, is to receive for Congress to pass a law, and so that way we can receive the green card that way. Okay. Again, so guys, like we said, as we are talking, you are welcome to call us at 443-359-6652 if you have any questions or if you have any concerns or comments that you'd like to pass along. You're welcome to ask your questions on the chat as well. As always, we don't make no promises that we will be able to answer each and every single one of them, but we will do our best. We will do our best. Okay. So this is WOLC Immigration Services that is live with you. So we usually live on Mondays and also on Fridays. But the plan going forward is for us to be live only on Mondays, but we are working on that. Once the time or frame is set in place, we will let you know. Okay. But WOLC Immigration Services is a service that is accreditable and accredited by USCIS, as we previously said. You can look us up. Make sure that you do like the Facebook page. Also subscribe to our YouTube channel, WOLC Immigration Services. Okay. When you do so, you are able to share it so that way other folks can get these informations out there. We are right in Salisbury, Maryland. However, we can serve you wherever you are at. It does not matter in what state. Even if you happen to be overseas, we still can help you with your immigration needs, as long as it has to do with the United States of America. Okay, we cannot do anything for other countries, but we can help you even if it's a visa request that you are seeking. No matter what the immigration needs is, we will help you. We also work alongside of great lawyers, immigration lawyers. Okay, notice I say immigration lawyers because not all lawyers are immigration lawyers. Okay, so we greatly advise you to always seek folks that are certified, or in immigrations. Okay, a lot of money are being wasted out there to get services that often you don't find. Okay, the services that you pay for, you end up not receiving it. Okay, so our address once again is 212 Westman Street, and that's in Salisbury, Maryland, 21804 Suite 302. Our mailing address, however, is 1216 Jersey Road. That's in Salisbury, Maryland, 21804. Okay, so we often do these segments in Creole. However, here from time to time, or every other week or so, this segment will be in English as well. So one week we most likely will do it in Creole, and the following we do possibly the same or a mix of information in English. The reason being, as we previously mentioned, is that our customers are not just Haitians. We serve the general populations, any nationality or nationality, we serve them. Okay, so the information is out there for everyone. It's okay. And my name, if you don't know, is Kenson Raymond, Kenson Raymond. Okay, I am the representative for the WOLC Immigration Services that is at 212 Westman Street. WOLC Immigration is a branch of the WOLC Church that's in 212 Westman, 212 Jersey Road, or 1216 Jersey Road. Okay, so if you need our services, we suggest that you schedule a consultations. Current price for a consultation is only $40. Okay, and presently, because it could change, okay? And once we sit down with you, if you are able to come in, we could do it. We could also do a consultation via video chat, Zoom, and different platform or social media platform that's out there. Okay, so again, 443-783-1455 or 410-422-3547 is the numbers that you want to call or reach out to us if you have questions or if you want services. Okay, we just going to summarize real quick. Previously, like I said, there is a new set of questions that's out there for those folks that are seeking or wanting to naturalize to become a U.S. citizen. There is now, you have to study 128 questions instead of the 100 questions previously set. The officer is now going to select 20 questions instead of the previously 10 questions to ask you, and you must correctly answer 12 questions instead of the previously 6 questions out of the 10, but now it's 12 out of the 20. Okay. The other thing is that, okay, but however, it does not apply to you if you file your application before December 1st, 2020. So if your application was dated, or let's rephrase that, it's not the date the application, if it was stamped, the post office stamp out each envelope that's going out. So if it was stamped December 1st and after, you have to study the new sets of questions, 128 questions. But if it was prior to, no need to worry about it. Just continue to study the old sets of questions. Okay, so we hope the information that we give out, is helpful. We always encourage you to go ahead and share this live so that way other folks will receive it. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button in our YouTube channel so that way you can receive the informations and share it. The notification as well, make sure you click on the notification so that way every time we are live you can receive the notifications. Okay, we are coming to an end with WOLC Immigrations. Every time we're live, we like to give our audience a chance to win some prizes. So tonight, likewise, we will do the same. So we are going to take a short 30-second to a minute break to select a question. So basically, we'll give you a few minutes to call that number. Once we ask the question, you will give you about a minute or so to call in at the 443-359-6652, 443-359-6652 to answer that question. If you answer it correctly, you will win a prize. Okay, we will let you know what the prize is once we come back. So we're going to play a short music in the background as we select a question for today, and then you will have a chance to answer it. Okay, so just stay with us as we select a question for today. Alrighty.
Imagine ou nan yon peyi m'bagen kay pou mwete, m'touni m'bagen rad pou mette. Toute la sete jounen nan mes amis m'a prêté. Yon valise sous de mou yon sachet noa m'pose. La misère an ba yon ma tomba jwen pou m'prêter encore. Ménage mwen kite m'baske m'bal trop mentor. Kounya m'ap chaje machine nan kafou ayopor. M'fè ide pou m'voyager men m'bagen passeport. M'delman sire yon rele m'bayan kou. Lem bali ak fam yon rele m'kok la kou. Fan zote mwen fin.
So this will be the question for today. So like we said, we will ask a question, WOLC Immigration. Every time we're live, we ask a question. We give you a chance to win some prizes. So tonight, a question is very simple. Okay, our question is very simple for tonight. You will have to call at the 443-359-6652 to answer this question. Okay, the question is in two parts, should I say. So, previously, very simple and easy. Before we ask the question, so tonight, whomever answer the question correctly will win a $20 from WOLC Immigration Services. So if you correctly answer it, we will get your information offline, so that way we can ensure that we send you the cash in some ways or form. Okay, so the question for today or for tonight is very simple. Anyone can answer it. We said in the past, in regards to naturalizations, you had to study 100 questions, and also you had to previously, or the officer would select 10 questions out of the 100, and you would have to also answer 6 out of the 10 correctly. So what is the new process now starting December 1st? How many questions do you have to answer correctly? How many questions does the officer will select? And how many sets of questions do you have to now study? Okay, so I need all 3 answers. How many questions, how many sets of questions do you have to study now? How many questions will officers select now? And also, how many questions do you have to correctly answer presently starting December 1st? Okay, so give you a few minutes if you want to call or take a chance to at the question. It's 443-359-6652. Okay, give you guys a few minutes to call if you'd like to take a chance to participate. Alright, so again, I'm going to say the question says that previously we had to study 100. Previously, the officer select 10 out of the 100. Previously, you had to answer 6 out of the 10. So now, what is the new process with the same regulation but starting December 1st? What is the new regulations? Okay. And we only gonna give another 40 seconds or so, because if no one knows or no one calls, we will move on. Four 443-359-6652 is the number that you wanna call. Alright, we have roughly about, I'm gonna give you guys roughly about another 20 seconds. Another 20 seconds to call in and answer a question. Alright, the regulation says that you have to call in to answer the question. I've noticed some people have put a few answers that they think is right, but the regulation says that you need to call in to correctly answer. So I'm gonna give you guys another 20 seconds or so, then we will move on. Okay. Did we get a call? Alright, the call that was just coming in, we'll give you another chance. You can call back, because it seems like the call got dropped. So we give you another opportunity. You can call back if you want to do so. Okay, so another 10 to 15 seconds, then we will move on. If you were calling to answer that question, you can do so once within 10 to 15, another 10 seconds. Hi, good evening, good afternoon to you.
Good evening, how are you?
I'm fine. Can I get your name? Hello, can you hear me?
Hello?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
All right, who's this, please?
It's Minush.
Minush.
Hey, Cancer.
What's going on, Minush?
Not much, not much.
All right, did you hear the question? Should I ask the question once again?
You can go ahead, but yeah, go ahead, ask the question again.
Okay, so previously, USCIS, for folks that are naturalization to become a U.S. citizen, they had to study 100 questions. They had to, the officer would pick out 10 questions, and they had to correctly answer 6 out of the 10. What is the new process now?
I think I'm just gonna guess.
Okay.
120 questions.
120 question.
He's gonna select about 20.
Okay.
And you have to answer 16, 18.
16, 18. Okay. All right. That's close though. That's close, but not close enough. All right. Yeah. Not quite right.
I was late watching the show.
All right. That's a nice try though. I thank you for calling.
Okay.
All right.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Minush.
But what's the question here though?
Don't worry. That's awesome. Okay. Well, Minush gave her answer, but it was not correct. She said 120, 20, 16, or 18 questions. But unfortunately, that was not correct. Okay. Okay. So, since no one else called, I'll give out the answers so that you guys will know for next time around. You never know, I may ask it again because the segment that we did in Creole, we actually asked about the same question as well too. Okay, so the new regulation, so let's say the old regulation was 100, 10, and 6. 100 questions study, officer select 10, and you had to answer at least 6. But now the new regulation starting December 1st, okay, that is if you put an application starting December 1st. So it is now 128 question, okay, 128. So Minush, I hope you're listening. 128 question, and you have to, the officer will select the officer will select 20 questions, and you have to answer at least 12 out of the 20, okay? So it used to be 100, 10, and 6, but now it's 128, 20, and 12. Okay? So I hope that helps. And again, guys, we encourage you. We encourage everyone that is in the U.S. If you are an immigrant and you have a green card, we encourage you to become a U.S. citizen because the burden is lightened if you, I believe, maybe you may not see it, but I believe and I encourage you guys to do become a U.S. citizen if you qualify or are able to do so. If you have your green card for at least 5 years, you can apply to become a U.S. citizen. If you get your green card through a marriage base to a U.S. citizen within 3 years, you could apply to become a U.S. citizen. So just call WOLC Immigration Services 443-783-1455. 410-422-3547 for us to assist you in these matters, and we will gladly help you do so. Okay, so we hope these information that we are giving you out, it's helpful. We do not encourage anyone to go to what we call notarios to do your immigration office applications. We encourage you to go to someone that is certified to do immigration works. Okay, so Kenson Raymond, that was with you tonight. WOLC Immigration Services is what we are. 1216 Jersey Road is our mailing address. 212 Westman Street, Salisbury, Maryland 21804 Suite 302 is our physical address. WOLC Immigrations with an S. WOLCimmigrations@gmail.com is our email if you want to write us. Okay, so we hope that you learned something tonight. As always, share that live so that where other folks can receive it. If God willing, we will be live with you on a different segment that we call What Does the Law Say About Immigration? The next segment possibly Friday, but if we are going to be live on Friday, we will post it on Facebook. Otherwise, we will see you on the next Monday that we have our segment. So stay blessed, be blessed, and stay safe. May God be with you in all that you do. Kenson Raymond, that was with you. Good night. God bless you.
Depuis l'em fête m'a j'aime qu'on papa m'prie Ma vive avec maman non si j'aime d'aéroport Depuis l'em fête un des moun a voyagé Et puis moi-même là-bas j'aime qu'on chime porte Moi t'es là, m'a j'aime progresser Rad pour m'sortir c'est yo même m'a drivé ouais Ay voisinage pour moi chaud c'est mouté Les grands coups à marrer m'prend la rue mal brassé ouais Mal brassé, mal brassé M'prend la rue mal brassé ouais Mal brassé, mal brassé Depuis la fête, moi jeune maman m'nan kayte sans glacier Ou contre kaka qui pour baler kayte ça veut dire c'est ne pousse m'baptisé Figi m'te sale, chiffonné avec 12 ans d'âge litéisé Tant poussé foot pour finir caché dans coin géménisé Yo même rat pour mes soins Yo tout net yo fin chiré Même sandal pour mettre dans pied qui c'est beau yo li fi ciré La vie m'son véritable drame Ne j'aime go véritable âme Moi j'aime qu'on mange plus souvent le ballot qu'on véritable âme M'kon brosser avec charbon les la caille moi pas gay pâle M'en virer le monde pour m'brasser le téléphone moi pas gay calme Où est misère moi encombré Mais c'est juste m'te game bat mourir en bas décompré Mais c'est juste m'te game bat mourir en bas décompré Depuis l'em fête m'ba j'aime qu'on papa m'prie Ma vive avec maman non si j'aime d'aéroport Depuis l'em fête un des moun a voyagé Et puis moi-même là-bas j'aime qu'on chime porte Moi t'es là, m'ba j'aime progresser Rad pour m'sortir c'est yo même m'a drivé ouais Ay voisinage pour moi chaud c'est mouté Les grands coups à marrer m'prend la rue mal brassé ouais Mal brassé, mal brassé M'prend la rue mal brassé ouais Mal brassé, mal brassé M'prend la rue mal brassé La misère c'est l'aime de coup son sol Cap remontier dans mes boss maçons Oui c'est l'aime de coup son cheval Cap cal blendé dans yon platon Même réussir parce que c'est chaud là certaines esprit que ça vim sentiront Li malgré des films de con esclave Fait tout une ma pièce c'est comme son C'est ça fait me sentir l'aime mourir Pas jeune comme bien pour porter mon moins Ni on sait que 4 feuilles blanches au moins Qui pour t'apporter comme moi Te pris God m'a mené au force Pour me continuer porter quoi moi Si bah c'est Golgotha Te pris mettre aussi mon pied sur route moi Ma chérie l'aime très passé Ou te mettre fouillon tout mes thèmes Pour mal fait que t'es pas pris son bim Toute journée pour y affréter Sous cap moi wali des 3 sommes Moi des beaux dieux pour le protéger Cause la misère qui c'est cette somme Et mes cheveux qui voulaient bien Mais jusqu'où n'y a m'a dormi en bagalie En bas yon vieux tol coulé m'a mouillé la pluie Santi fait que c'est vim drap pour m'couvrir On riche que c'est vim zorier Mais jusqu'où n'y a m'a dormi en bagalie En bas yon vieux tol coulé m'a mouillé la pluie Santi fait que c'est vim drap pour m'couvrir On riche que c'est vim zorier Brassé, mal brassé, mal brassé
brasé. La rue mal brassé, ouais. Mal brassé, mal brassé. La rue mal brassé, hospital brassé. Ako sal brassé. Magari Moriso al brassé. My nigga Georgie al brassé. Wa Minto al brassé. Vladimir Zimmer al brassé. Le patriote al brassé. Si monsieur Lundi Biel al brassé.